Tiger shoots 77 today for what that's worth, said, I need to play more golf. But in any event, as it relates to mud balls, Johnson Wagner is live at the 18th hole here at Valhalla. And Johnson, just kind of help us understand what mud does to a golf ball and how difficult it is to execute the kind of shot you'd like to play.
Yeah, guys, thank you, Rich. I know y'all were looking forward to me chipping again tonight, but it's too dark and I wasn't comfortable doing it, as you might imagine. All right, so today there was a lot of rain this morning overnight, and this golf course drains incredibly well, but a lot of times, even when as it's draining, mud gets on the golf ball. There were a number of examples. I'd like to show you Brooks Koepka on number 10 today, hitting his second shot with fairway wood in hand, trying to probably hold a little cut. Mud on the right side of the ball. This thing is dead left, goes out of bounds. He ended up making a double bogey. He would go on to bounce back with birdies on the next two, but my whole goal tonight would be to demonstrate to the viewer at home, and Brandel, I couldn't disagree with you more. I respect you, but I disagree with you. I've got a little mud on a ball down here. I'm in the 18th fairway. Tony Finau hit a pretty sick shot from this location earlier to a tight pin. I've got the mud on top of the ball. And when you think about mud, it's a game of opposites. Yes, it's a guessing game, but this is the best theory out there. So I've got the mud on top of the ball. What that does is it makes the ball fly low. When it's on the right side like this, it makes the ball go left. Sorry, Brandel, I'm right. If you flip it over and it's on the left side of the ball, it makes it go to the right. And the best place for mud to be for a player is right here, to where the club's going to come in and you're going to have impact with that ball and knock the mud off of it completely. The worst place is when the mud is underneath and the player can't see it, and that's when I think it gets going everywhere and can knuckleball. So tomorrow, weather's looking better, but when the sun comes out and the course is still wet, ball lands in the fairway, and the mud has a chance to dry faster. A lot of times when we play with mud balls, we like it to be wet because usually the mud would fly off the golf ball immediately. The soil here is very rich and pure, and they've done a great job with drainage on this golf course, but mud balls are going to be a factor tomorrow. I had our great researcher, Kevin Casey, look up some data for me, and I wanted to know if the PGA Championship had ever played Lift Clean in Place. And he came up with 2016 Baltusrol PGA, won by Jimmy Walker. I believe it was Sunday that week. They had so much water on the golf course, they had no other choice. The ball, I have, knowing Kerry Haig the way I do, they're going to be playing this ball down tomorrow, and you're going to see a lot of players looking at their ball, trying to figure out where the mud is. And like we saw today, we're going to see more of that tomorrow. Hopefully the weather's good enough that we won't have that issue on Sunday because of these Xeon fairways draining so well.
Johnson, yeah, I just want to underscore the unknowns of mud balls. I hear your definitive theories, but how do you describe then players having trouble with mud balls? If it's as simple as you just described it, there's mud on the right, why wouldn't Brooks Koepka aim 40 yards right of the 10th green, take that into account, and hit it? I've seen it far too often where you don't exactly know what it's going to do. It's not that definitive or easy. It's a guessing game.
It 100% is a guessing game, and I think he didn't. I think a lot of times players make the mistake of trying to override that ball on the mud on the right side of the ball by trying to cut it, and so he didn't look like he was set up way to the right. I think he should have. Or Brandel, the better choice, I would never have hit a 3-wood at a par 5 if I was worried about mud on my golf ball. I would have laid that ball up into the fairway a little bit lower, and I would have tried to skip it down the fairway to knock the mud off so I could hit a good wedge shot for the second. And I'll say one more thing about mud. Xander Schauffele has a very flat trajectory, flatter than most of the long hitters out here. And I think his ball comes in at a better angle into the fairways and doesn't pick up that much mud. So I think it's no surprise to me he was able to ball strike his irons just like he did on day one. He was really efficient coming into the greens, and it's because of his trajectory with his driver off the tee.
Yeah, I'll just throw my twopence worth in as well, too, to really complicate matters even further, seeing as we don't seem to have a common ground here. My view on mud balls was always to play conservative, which is kind of aligned what you were saying there, Johnson, you know, when there's mud on the ball, I would generally try to play a real conservative play with my next shot and make sure I missed it in the right place, or aim for a place where I could get up and down. If I was going over water, I would take a full club more. And if it went over the back of the green, it went over the back of the green. And kind of, you know, there's so many things in the players' favours this week. You know, the fairways are soft, so as a result, the balls are, you know, a lot of fairways are being hit. The greens are soft. We know the upside of that. It's easy to chip onto. There's not a lot of slope on them. So we have record scoring over the first 2 days. And in fact, the scoring today was better than it was yesterday, even with mud balls today. So, you know, my view would be aligned with what the PGA of America will do, which is major championship, and you got to play the ball down. There's so many things in favour of good scoring. This is a variable, and it's part and parcel of a game. As Nicholas used to say, golf's not a game.
I'd agree 100% with that. You know, I think playing a mud ball, you know, look, there's, you know, a bit of vagaries involved in it. You get one, you don't get one. You try to play it low. Generally not in favor of it. I don't know, Johnson, how do you feel? Do you think you should have lift clean in place when balls are apt to collect mud, or do you think you should just have to deal with it?
For a normal PGA Tour event, I agree with the PGA Tour rule staff, but we are at a major championship, and it adds an extra element. It benefits someone who's a thinker. It benefits somebody who has a positive attitude about it, because everybody's going to get some of these breaks. I'm more aligned with Paulie tonight.
Yeah. I agree with that. Just to finish on that, it's easy to get wound up about it. You see mud on your ball, immediately your attitude goes bad, and then you don't make the commitment you need for the shot, and as a result, you hit a bad shot.
Johnson, thank you. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see you hit some shots tomorrow, preferably not a chip shot or a pitch shot off that Zoysia grass. Johnson Wagner on mud balls here at Valhalla.